enters the Singapore Group 3. Only a small field, but a good lineup. 1,200 metres on the turf. Emperor Max for Corey Brown. Gate number 1 down 6. Daniel Manuel Nunez, barrier 4+4. Husey CC1, that barrier 3+1. Totality Mario Esposito, barrier 2+20. Booker Falls, Oscar Chavez, barrier 5+7. Super Winner KB Sue, barrier 8+3. Bale Star, Naresh Jaglar, barrier 7+7. Wimbledon, Alan Munro, barrier 6-7.
Track work for you for the Garden City Trophy. Daniel working here with Hooker Falls. We've heard from the yard. We're expecting a big effort. So am I. He's a lovely horse. He's got bigger targets ahead of him as well, but a fantastic way to continue his rich vein of form. He's going for a hat-trick of victories. Super Winner. Well, I'd love to see him do well on the turf. He's a Polly Star, and he's again given another chance. He hasn't been disgraced on the turf that much. He's only had the 2 turf starts. He was second to Affleck earlier on in his career, and he's a lovely horse, lovely individual, definitely in with a shout. And Wimbledon, well, he's a young up-and-coming sort. He has had the many runs as he had. He's had 15 starts, 5 wins, 6 seconds and 2/3. He's done fantastically well for the China Horse Club, and he's not without his chances here. Here was Super Winner beating Wimbledon, and Hooker Falls back on the 30th of August. We'll see you shortly for the very exciting Garden City Trophy.
Southern Boss, Super Winner asks for his effort, begins to come on down the outside. Gavino from a long way back. Hooker Falls, Wimbledon, Super Winner, they come together. Wimbledon is close in front. The Super Winner might have him on the outside. He's a remarkable poly tracker, Super Winner. He hits the end, he draws away. Super Winner does it again by 3 parts of.
So back on parade for the Garden City Trophy. We've been waiting all day, all weekend for this high-class sprint, and we see the return of Emperor Max, and a horse to start with, Craig. He's one of the stars of Singapore, isn't he?
He is indeed. Look at that record, 7 of 14, and placed twice in the Chris Lye International Sprint. So he's the late mile selection. He's opened up with $7 here. He's had 3 barrier trials. I think the trials have been pretty good. Expecting to run a big race first up.
That last trial, he was pretty quiet the first half, but when Fastneck Dragon sort of came up on his inside, Craig, he made a fantastic ground. He looks in fantastic order, and all going well, he could be headed to the UK, but if all he has to do is run to his last run, if he runs the same race he put in the Chris Lye, he'll win this.
Yes, well, if he does go to the UK, they do need someone to carry his saddle, then I am available. Let's go to number 8, Wimbledon. His turf record's not too bad. He's been on the poly track. He's very good in actual fact. He's been on the poly track racing well, but his turf record, 5 goes for 3 wins. Young
horse that's done really well. Only had the 15 starts to date. I think it's a nice test for him. I think he'll do well. And he's got a fantastic record. He brings a very good CV here to the track. He looks fantastic on parade. His work was good during the week, Craig. I give him a hope to run into money here.
Okay, let's go to the 7 here, which is Bale Star. He's back from a lengthy break. We haven't seen him since the 16th of November last year. First up record's okay. I think his trials have been good, but I think this is too rich for him first up.
It's a tough ask first up to take on horses like Daniel and Emperor Max, who've had a lot of racing in Wimbledon as well. Super Winner. He looks beautiful on parade. Exceptionally well turned out by the Patrick Shaw yard, but I just get the feeling he may need a run or two. He could surprise the way he looks, but I'm going to go with horses that are currently racing really well.
Okay, let's go to number 2, Daniel. Special plates on for the first time. I think he's got Equinox. That'll probably come up on the screen. He's at $29. Lovely, lovely horse. 1 over 1,200 metres, 2 starts ago.
Yes, and he's got a fantastic record over the track. 5 runs for 2 wins and 2 seconds. Lovely horse. You spoke to Shane Ellis a bit earlier, and I spoke to Laurie, and both seem full of confidence in this guy and giving them a big effort this afternoon.
Well, he was off the scene for a long, long time. He's had 2 runs back, and they've both been excellent. He is a very, very good horse, Daniel, and he could quite easily win this. He's at 29 and 8. Let's go to the 3, Husey. Never in the hunt last time. That was in the Derby, just out of his depth. He was treading water the whole way. He's back from a little bit of a break. He's probably a horse that will get better further into the campaign, I think.
Yeah, to come on run this, he'll just need it, Craig. It's definitely too short for him. Lovely horse that I'll follow as he gets progressively fitter and over a bit more distance. he'll need this effort for me, so no, not today.
Okay, so there's Husey. It's going to be ridden here by CC Wong. So good ride for Wong, because there's no claims available here. It is a Group 3, so no claims available.
As we have a look at the next one, Totality, who making his comeback after 504 days, Craig, and I think he's definitely going to need this outing. He went on the turf during the weekend. It wasn't very forward. He's put on 20 kilos. I think this is another one that will probably use this as a prep run.
Probably so. He hasn't raced for well over 12 months. I think his trials have been very good. His resume could be a lot better. He's only a 4-time winner, but he used to bump into some good horses in the early part of his career. I think his trials have been good. And follow him this campaign in the easier races. He'll pick one up.
First time I've seen him. Has he got the class to, if he was at peak performance, to feature in a race like this? No. Okay.
Number 5 is Hooker Falls. Oscar Chavez takes the ride here. He's a genuine star poly-track sprinter, but he's not a turf sprinter at this level, I don't think.
No, I agree. I just think the level, there's nothing wrong with the horse. He's a fantastic individual, and he's carrying a low mass, which he's sort of unaccustomed to of recent times, but I just think there are a couple that have his measure, and I'm leaving him alone. Not for me today.
So now Hooker Falls is currently at 57, so there's a little bit of support there. He's only at 10 to 1 on the Singapore turf. Well, the Query horse is super winner. He's been on the turf twice for just the one placing. He's been on the poly track for most of his recent starts, and he's been absolutely flying on the poly track.
He has been. He's such a lovely little horse. He's not the biggest and most robust, but he's solid. And Craig, he's been on the grass twice in his career. He was second to Affleck. And what did you make of his second grass attempt?
I don't remember.
Well, I just think if he brings any sort of forward effort that he's been showing on the poly to the turf today, he's in with a shout. I think he's worthwhile given, because he's got so much talent and ability. I think it would be worthwhile giving him another chance, and I hope he can run into money here, because he's a lovely horse.
Yes, so he's expected to run well. He's been flying on the poly track. This is a different kettle of fish. Like if Emperor Max and Daniel went to the poly track, which they have on 2 occasions each, they've won 2 from 2. There's no guarantee Super Winner would beat either of these horses on the poly track, let alone beat them on the turf. So class-wise, he's still yet to get there. I think Super Winner today will tell us plenty about where his future lies, whether he's just a horse that'll, for want of a better word, bully them on the poly track, or whether he's a genuine sprinting conveyance here in Singapore. We'll find out very, very soon. So they're moving through the tunnel. I'm going to mark them as 1, 2, 8 and 6. Emperor Max from Daniel, Wimbledon, and Super Winner for me, Gareth. 1, 2, 8 and 6.
Same numbers for me. 1, 2, 8 and 6. As we head upstairs to you, Matt. Fantastic race. And is that the Thunder and Lightning I hear about?
Well, you're hearing the Thunder, I think, and you're spot on, Gareth. I haven't seen any lightning yet, but there's some around. I've had a look at the radar. There are scattered sort of areas around Singapore to the west that seem